disrespect is sacred. These rhymes are like ancient rituals. What you got to say,
I'ma project this from the best perspective I got.
Becoming a light being despite seeing through right reason. Young lords, military enforcement. Avoid the reptoid nature beneath equator we see through phases.
Energy incapacitates my body. Silently I flow in cosmic harmony. I breathe the breath of life that stimulates the masses for one common cause. Pause before this greater
The
popular
return of the ancient in days, incarnation with the sun rays and star absolute, travel the time capsule.
I need to stop up with illusion, rhyme retribution.
I stay focused with a precise vigilance. It seems like every day I build skill with the lyrical. And so I can make my circumambulation around this labyrinth. Tongue interpret a snake, servo crops, of a hover all sacred seal, uncover all. Don't you know rhymes are like ancient rituals? If they get up in the wrong hands, it's critical. Dedicated to hip hop, here's to you. Worshipping rhymes like ancient rituals.
Rotating with the atmosphere with an ill flow and influences from Big Daddy Kane to Wilco. Disco from my biological pops, the real soul spinning like an infinite record that surely will blow. Thoughts that seem to darken this moment right out the window when the intro insists that you swallow this audio pill slow. All 7 chakras in alignment for a real glow of internal growth beyond the limits that we seal closed. Shut off from the world because it seems cold. Propaganda looming over everything the screen shows, but I can see it clearly like a trick behind the scene. This sleight of hand powers the means since I've awakened from this dream, yo. How can one see clearly when the mind is always flooded from our daily occupation and accounts with one another? Just inhale this vibe that we've been peaking all summer off of these lyrical tabs and then release spiritual wonders.
As vocalists, we got to be prepared to teach the scared ones. Beat them snare drums and monotonous bass lines. Don't waste time, focus and shine where light's been shed. The blind just flock to it. That's why the industry polluted the waters, distorted the sound to keep us short of the mark. It's time to explore the dark for the lost rhythms. Some kinds on the mission for something they can't imprison with money. Peace to true MCs, stay hunting for the true lyricists. Ease back, peace, relax. It's time to open up the captions, so I'm stating my biz, releasing a fraction of new style for 2000 and beyond. Word is born, word is life, word Christ is zeitgeist, spirit of my culture, sight beyond the ultraviolet violence. Hear the movement, see the silence. Peace.
Peace, world. How y'all doing? Jerry, Chris, how y'all doing? We're waiting for Theo to come through, and we're still keeping it true with number 10, my friends. How y'all doing?
Really happy to be here with you guys, and so glad that Chris was able to join us tonight.
Yeah, I'm stoked to be back. Got a chance to catch a little bit of the couple that I missed watching you guys, but happy to be back and contributing.
Fuck yeah, fuck yeah. Glad to have you back, brother. I'm trying to sport some of them colors. I got some flavor to savor in a second, but any kind of statements, Jerry? You've been on fire recently. Like, you just, interviewed, back-to-back days, Joe Murray and Joe Double, right?
Yeah, and I also
Brendan Daniels, just last week or even more recently than that. Like, wow.
Yeah. Well, a few things have been motivating me. I mentioned this during my interview today with Joe Murray. I've had a sort of research-based, more so experience with understanding the tyrannical systems, but on a personal level, I have had interactions with the state, and it's personal now. So I have a choice, right? I can either let certain emotions come through and dictate my actions, or I can choose to align with thoughts, emotions, and actions to do the right thing. And so I'm not going to stop doing the one great work. I'm going to do it more and harder now. That's where I'm at.
Fuck yeah. And that's the right attitude and approach and action response, because you have that ability to respond with that agility mentally and physically. And are you kidding me? Why the fuck cannot more people be compelled? Like someone's trying to, pit you, against, all these falsehoods and whatever the fuck. And like, it's like, no, we know who we are and our rights, and we're going to stand in our rights and uphold that shit. Get the fuck out of here, right? So and that's the type of music that we'd like to listen to and play all day every day, like it ain't no thing. And that's just something that we'd love to hear people sang, let freedom ring, or whatever, right? I gotta stop acting so damn cute with the rhyme schemes and all that stuff. Theo's going to come through. If anyone else has anything to say, we could just, roll right into some of these songs, because there you go.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to drop that as of today, Conrad Rogos is going to be joining the August 31st performance experience. We haven't even, this decision was made today during one of our sort of organizer meetings, and it just makes sense. We had a choice like, well, should we lower the ticket price? And I was like, let's add another act. I think we have the justification for the $20 that we're, for 3 hours of music from 3 different artists. Like, I think, and we may have another one, a big one, that's not been confirmed, but stay tuned for more updates on that big August 31st in-person event at Arnold's Family Fun Center in Oaks, Pennsylvania. Tickets are on sale, so yeah, check out soundpath.org.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, anyone in Pennsylvania or around that area. I mean, Conrad's living in Chicago and he's trying to drive out there, like, and I'm out here in France thinking about, like, well, if I wasn't working 7 days a week, yeah, I'd love to fucking fly out there for a couple days, yeah, or stay there for a week and and then some. But hey, whatever, all in good time. Maybe next year when we might have a second, event like this. So yeah, we're just trying to maintain and make sure this goes, smoothly, successfully, and all that stuff, and that it has the desired effect of, inspiring the hearts and minds of, folks out there listening, and to get other people that are not really all that aware of, that good old natty law to understand, the fucking program and all that shit. So
we should also mention that your Natty Law Outpost is featuring Soundpath merch as well as Natty Law merch.
Yeah, definitely. And I think we linked up that website to the Soundpath. If not, voila.
Nice.
So while people pull out their phones to snap those QR codes, and not like we're expecting that, but it's there for reference, Chris, I'm glad you came on, because I heard the song like a week or two ago, and I was like, oh shit, man, this is dope, man. I want to play it when you're around and, no one else, kind of thing. Just thinking about you. And it's more of like I forget the name of the types of beats sometimes. Like, it's not quite like jungle, but it's just, you hear a lot of double time rhyme type of stuff. And, but there's like that reggae infusion in there. It's really cool. So,
cool.
Yeah, some cool cats from the UK. Who is it? We got Flip Tricks and General Levy. Jeez, I'm thinking about like French accents sometimes when anyways, enjoy this song or not.
Energy, I'll be ready with the melody. Soundpath
Sample fine with the therapy, uniting us, no enemies. Energy, energy, energy. The vibes, the power, the currency. The music, the vibes, the therapy. The vibes, the flow, the legacy. Keep it slow, have to react when we go here on this track. Make the vibes all over the map. Light things up, then I relax. Through the frequency, you need that. It's deep chat, so you know I mean that. Jeez, jeez, hit with the sneeze. Gotta do it, man, yeah, it's a breeze. Gotta love that natural energy, numerology and philosophies. Harness that from the E for free. Unite the people, go like tree. Deep in the melody, heal with the therapy. Only one, but feel like enemy. Build a sound, reveal the remedy. We're on job, still building legacies. Get a hotline ready. We gonna rave, not watch no telly. It's go 10, so no stop, stand steady. I'm on peace, ain't got no enemies. When I rock man, pop confetti. Song so high, hot, hot, sweaty. On the raw land for the gods, get merry. Shine so bright, we're luminary. Energy, energy, energy. I'll be ready with the melody. Sample fine with the therapy. Uniting us, no enemies. Energy, energy, energy. The vibes, the power, the currency. The music, the vibes, the therapy. The vibes, the flow, the legacy. I'm an old school, but never been an old fool. Fresh up in a Cubase, fresh up in a Pro Tool. Our energy is universal, so anywhere we go, you know, say we rule. Oh, you want come try this and that, and you never know, so we got the block clock real tool. I will never come around pan diesel, come around pan natural fuel. Cause we are the vibe energizer. I'ma get that crowd them hyper. I'ma know say your future brighter. Let me see you flick your lighter. Come I got the energy, the voltage, the frequency, natural energy for everybody. Energy, energy, that's my speciality. Far from negativity, only positivity. When the boom to the bang and the dance around and the people them a follow it. Get up, dance and show them your versatility. Energy, energy, energy. I'll be ready with the melody. Sample fine with the therapy. Uniting us, no enemies. Energy, energy, energy. The vibes, the power, the currency. The music, the vibes, the therapy. The vibes, the flow, the legacy. Energy, energy, energy. Waste that vibe in the brain through life. Embed that in our memories. Energy, energy, energy. Energy, energy, energy. The frequency and versatility. The energy, chemistry, never could come back at energy. That's our legacy. Yo, my mind, my body, my soul is like a radio station. Me tune in, me channel to the earth vibration. My third eye Wi-Fi, I'm a penal clan. It's like I got the whole universe in my hand. Get them the focus, get them the vision, cause the energy can't done. They stamina man, they run, they stamina marathon. To the max, to the minimum, stand on the key with them, never going down. Energy, 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 energy.
High Focus. That's a really cool independent label, YouTube channel. They put on a lot of, more independent type of artists, it seems. I think it's UK based, but that was pretty dope, right?
Yeah, man, it's dope. Obviously, high energy, not only in the lyrics, but the music and sound was dope. And yeah, I like the bringing the hip hop together with the reggae. Obviously, I think it helps to kind of cross over and cross pollinate and spread the message to both audiences. And the lyrics like that are able to really plant those seeds. It's talking about that we're energy, life force energy, talking about the pineal gland, and it's really a great opportunity. And I think what I've learned is I don't think music can get you there all the way. Like hearing that song is not going to get you all the way to awakening, but it plants those seeds, and it's like it. And again, if it's all over the place, then it can really help to reinforce and be repetitive, and the message can again be self-evident.
Indeed, and also just on a energetic level, I was feeling a certain sort of lower energy, and that is like whoosh, like what a great way to like start the show. Like I feel like I just had a bunch of espressos or something. I'm like ready to like do a nice long fun music show with you guys.
That audio espresso, what it really do, yo. And that's
Yeah.
really how I kind of keep it true, yo. Like seriously, it's only 3:30 in the fucking morning. What y'all expect? I need some kind of like, let's fucking go. Let's do this shit. like if you're at a concert, what kind of like how do you want to like be moving around, grooving, and all these things? People spend good money to go to shows and this and that, and it seems like people are watching their dollar more than ever, right? And $20 to go to a show for 3 hours, that ain't shit. That's like, back in the late 90s, early 2000s, when I would be going to, these shows, watching like Living Legends, Blacklicious, Sinai, and folks like that, Bay Area fucking legends, at the Maritime Hall for like 20 fucking bucks, 15 sometimes.
Right.
And now you see like 50 or 30, at least, is like the base price. So think about it.
They're charging $50 for an Afro Man concert in Quincy, Illinois on a Monday.
Huh.
Wow.
So,
So
give you a reference point.
I find it interesting with, like the double time rhymes. I'm always intrigued, especially when they infuse it with so much dope ass shit. And it's a funny contrast and interesting one also to just the reggae side of things, where normally it'd be, like not even normal time, sometimes a little less.
Halftime, yeah.
Yeah, like you could even like take it to rock songs where they would, have a lot of melodies in between the lyrics, and you compress all the lyrics within a song. Like, how much lyrics are there? Is it that much or that much? Even if it's the same duration of time, and like these dudes like pack in so much. I mean, like, holy shit! Imagine if these folks, like just like wrote a, published a book with just their lyrics and all that stuff. It's just like pages and pages. It's insane and really impressive. So, last thing I'll say on that music mix is or song, the video, actually, I liked how they incorporated some the visuals were tight and all that with the angles and this and that, the ceiling, aesthetics, the colors, the even matching with the clothings, but also throwing in, flashing out like these old school albums of a lot of different genres as well. Of like, and it seems like that was, kind of a head nod or alluding to like what gave them energy or inspiration, that motivation. That's what the fuck that is. Like, how are you using your emotion, your emotion? How are you moving? Which direction are you going? We're on a fucking Soundpath to freedom. Y'all down with that or what? Like, but yeah.
I love it. One sort of element of this song that I don't think we've touched on quite yet is the sort of like EDM, electronic dance music aspect of it. I noticed a lot of sort of grime, UK rappers incorporate EDM with their rap. And so this was a very like interesting mix of like rap, sort of grime EDM with like reggae. I mean, it was crazy. It was great. It's such a great mix.
I think that like dubstep kind of originates from the old like drum and bass and dub reggae, and so I think there is
Right.
some relation there.
Absolutely. Yeah. Dance hall. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. And I will correct myself real quick because, like, I don't want make people to make out what I said was, trying to say like, oh, like, all these lyrics, it's not quantity over quality. Like a lot of these rock songs and like whatever, they're very clever with the lyrics and it makes a lot of sense regardless. It doesn't, you gotta, pack in a whole fucking, textbook lyric content for a simple 3-5 minute song. Folks can get it, and that's what I love about just all these different styles and genres they do and work their magic in so many wonderful ways. And it gets through to people, through whatever, resonance that the listener is going to be, able to hear, possibly and hopefully through their inner ear to get things a little bit more clear, to get that more profound resonance and like that aha moment, like, holy shit, what the fuck am I doing? I hear this guy talking about this and it makes so much sense and I'm not congruent with that. So need to change my ways, you know. And then, you know, as Chris was talking about, they're gonna look into other stuff and look within themselves, you know, and water that seed that's been planted, right? So it can germinate and things are great and hopefully elevate into a higher state. All right, so I think we're gonna do that with this next track that Chris, since you're back, I wanted to, you know, throw your selection on
Yeah, the one by Alborosi, it's actually a pretty good segue too, because I just think this song personally was one of the seeds for me, and you know, it talks kind of about being out of alignment and kind of, you know, not doing what is true to yourself, and you know, it's listening to those songs, driving in my suit to a corporate finance job. You know, it's like a you know, it's kind of it's not comfortable, I guess, at the time, but eventually that's what chisels away and gets you to finally wake up.
Right.
all right.
In the streets, busy life is a chopper. While you at your work, you have to stay on the upper. Those who disagree choose the way over dapper. Those who blend right in choose the book on the laptop. Who have ears to hear, listen to what mama said. Sit down in a church and be quiet and pray. You're taking on the wrong pledge. Your life not granted, so your story echoes in my head.
What I felt, what I've known, never shine doing what I've shown. Never be, never see, oh, to see what might have been. What I felt, what I've known, never shine doing what I've shown. Never free, never me, so I got the unforgiven.
This is the story of a man I used to know. He never listened to his dad and mother words. He found shelter in a wrong place. Friends with a screw face, then killed by their wrong ways. Justice no kind, it's vision blind. Forward with the sentence, no judge can rewind. Rest indeed, rest in peace, rest in me.
What I felt, what I've known, never shine doing what I've shown. Never be, never see, oh, to see what might have been. What I felt, what I've known, never shine doing what I've shown. Never free, never me, so I doubly unforgiven.
There's still a place that once you call your own. Not a war zone, not a funeral home. Silence, no more music, no sound. Under the moonlight in a small town. Guiltiness rests on their shoulders. So for the wicked man, his days are numbered. Rest in the air, rest in me.
What I felt, I've known. Never free, never leave. What I felt, what I've known, never shine doing what I've shown. Never be,
Wow. I wrote in our private chat, like, is this a reggae version of Metallica song? Like, holy crap. Like, if they just did a whole album of like reggae versions of metal songs, like that would just boom, like whole different. I just love this mixing of genres. It just excites me. It makes me happy to see people think outside of the boxes they put themselves in, including the genres. I like to think of myself as like a creative person, not like as a like and if you as an artist, if you just like pigeonhole yourself as like a certain type of music, creatively that becomes like a kind of binding, experience. So great, loved the songs on so many levels. It was cool to see a different kind of like side to Raging Fire in the song where he was sort of like, I don't know, kind of like soulful but angry, but like in a way that like it was metal but like soulful. And yeah, just lyrics. Great song. Love it. Thank you.
Yeah, I love the lyrics, it's just like what I felt, what I've known. So it's like, my thoughts and my emotions, but it never shines through in what I've shown. So it's not reflected in my actions. And it really it shows what's unforgiven. And what he says, never free, never me. And I think it really also talks to the path of many artists and that you kind of highlight because the artist's journey is always to be creative, but then you always have the studios and the producers and the executives trying to make you conform to a certain sound or a certain style and tell you, this is what you have to do to sell records and to get your word out there. And that's kind of like that deal with the devil too. And it's like how do you stay true to your own style, your own message, but also navigate, as Peter Tosh would say, the shit stem and, figure out how to still get your message out there, given that, because of people's beliefs, this is the current condition and we still do have to function and navigate through the current condition to try and create a better one. So I think it's the individual's journey and kind of reflective of humanity's journey as well. And I think so many people are trying to deal with this. And I think you'll see with all the songs I've picked, I'm trying to plant some seeds because for me personally, having the courage to finally leave, the safe job and the corporate job was a huge part of one, getting in alignment, and two, being doing what really matters and being able to spend the time on what does matter and trying to be more creative and stuff. So I'm hoping to plant that seed and you'll see that's kind of a theme in all the songs that I picked today.
Fuck yeah, and you're trying to raise your seeds properly too, right? Being a proper
Absolutely.
family man and all that. Yeah. That's what's up. And yeah, it's cool. And we were talking a little before the recording that yeah, like I could relate. Like I was anticipating having kids and I was like trying to like establish playlists that were, kid appropriate or whatever. And the fact you were doing that too for your kids, like fuck yeah, brother. That's awesome.
Funny little thing about kid appropriate in this song in particular, actually, because it is so repetitive, and what he says is, basically he's talking about being out of alignment. So my wife actually won't let my kids listen to this one anymore, and so every once in a while it'll come on the playlist, and if I don't change it, they'll be in the back of the car like chuckling to each other, like, "Oh, he doesn't know." And so every once in a while we let them listen, but obviously we make sure to explain it to them, but it is, because it is so repetitive and he's talking about, and so I even now when I listen to it, I find myself being, like, this is what he's saying is where I was, not anymore,
Not now.
I'm
Yeah.
getting into alignment now.
Right.
Hmm. It's interesting because I just heard a really interesting a talk on some video about how the brothers Grimm, those grimoires, they were gruesome. and Disney made a really candy coated version of those. And what they were trying to establish was for kids to understand that there is darkness in the world, and for not them not to be naive. And apparently, what that does at a young age, it creates a type of inner psychological firewall for psychological defense purposes, in a sense. You know, think about the Hermetica, mentalism. You know, it all starts from the mind, like your perception on things. So you're able to navigate the reality and not be duped into some bullshit that, you know, there's a lot of fuckers out there, right? PDF files or whatever people call it these days, you know, right? So, anyways, um, they're unforgiving.
You start them out with the glasses on. They got their
Yeah, yeah.
sunglasses on from the start.
Where'd they live, huh?
Wasn't that playing at the top? You played that at the very, very top with the music that you played, the song, the first song. Was
The
that?
energy one?
No, no, the intro song before we went.
Oh yeah, yeah. There were 3 snippets. Which one?
There was "They Live" was quoted in it, I thought.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, that was very dope. That was my first time
Oh wow,
seeing
cool.
that.
Yeah,
It was really well done, Derek.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I did those short reels last year. It's just you pick a snippet of a song. It's like, wow, this 1 minute is dope, and then you try to visualize it and snap up some things. I actually used a lot of GIFs, GIFs, whatever.
Cool.
They worked in the video editor, especially in the the smartphone video format to like put it on, post it on these short reels. I don't fuck with TikTok on TikTok or but Instagram. I it's like, all right, fuck it, let's just try it out. Which, by the way, we do have a Soundpath to Freedom official Instagram group, profile channel rather. And what I wanted to get at real quick is that talking about kid appropriate songs. What the fuck are they listening to on MTV? This, and the music videos are like soft fucking porn and shit like that, and flaunting around bullshit propaganda, programming, agendas, and transhumanism and whatever the fuck. Do you think people speaking about the truth with a little bit of conviction and a couple swear words is really going to be inappropriate for these kids? Come on
Seriously,
now.
dude.
Yeah, I mean, all I gotta say is if your children are watching anything that's on general television or anything on Netflix without first being screened by you, and you're being negligent at this point. You're whether it's ignorance or apathy, you're either not aware of how effective the tools are and can be weaponized, especially in the formative years, or you just are being lazy and not taking the proper action. But children definitely should not be watching anything that you haven't watched and are certain that there isn't a bad message. And if there is, then you need to be definitely making them aware of that and bringing it to their conscious attention so that it is not over and over imprinted into their
Right.
subconscious, especially at that young age. We got to do better, and sitting them down in front of YouTube or Netflix or any of that is inappropriate. Most or any of those children's shows are not legitimate. I mean, even Planet Earth, like David Attenborough on there yapping about what he talks about. It's like you need to be very mindful of what children are watching if you're going to let them watch stuff. But in general, it's also a very passive activity, and it kind of can stifle, I think, the imagination and things overall. So it's a tool and it can be beneficial, but it certainly should not be a primary source of entertainment or whatever distraction, whatever you want to call it. But it needs to be used intentionally and only intentionally.
Yo, I'm just like sitting here nodding, like you guys are on point. The only thing that I would add to all the wonderful things that have already been said is, as kids move past those formative years, you can then have high level abstract discussions about the immorality of certain song lyrics of a certain show you're watching, and then have that nuanced discussion. But when they're like 7 and younger, they're not going to be able to have that nuanced discussion with you. So it doesn't make sense, like you said, Chris, to but I also hear what you're saying, Derek, too, with like the Grimm's fairy tales. Like, you know, they should be aware that there are actual dangers. Anyway, this isn't a parenting panel. Sorry. Let's get back to some music, guys.
Yeah, all that to say that the Soundpath to Freedom Music Festival for the full, 50 days, we're doing this live stream for it. Maybe 4 days maximum, but it is completely child appropriate, especially in context of what we all mentioned, and we will not be unforgiving about it. All right, so never be, never shmee, and don't try to flee away from the truth and all this shit. Right, so yeah, that hook from Metallica was always stuck in my head, just like, and I would just go off on silly little rhyme things that in my head about it, this and that, but I never really sat down and like broke down everything they said, before and after that shit. So yeah, Chris, I really appreciate you sharing the song and breaking it down the way you did. I appreciate that. It helps me understand the blast from the past too, even in the version that the Fire brought. Jerry, you want to say something? Because so we're gonna deprogram the Matrix a little bit since we're kind of on that subject. Melissa Mary, with your song selection. Anything in respects to her? Rest in peace, of course.
Rest in peace, yes. And I chose this one because her, I guess the term would be widower, Colin Davis. He was involved with this band project with Melissa and is part of our lineup. So check it out.
Yeah.
We own your body from day one. We crush your mind in a box of lies until you're willing to die for us and love your servitude. A pound of flesh is worth more than gold. Your sacrifice
So we were just saying how the show would be kid friendly, but maybe that one we could do after hours, after bedtime. So
The it was perfect song for those visuals. You know, it just kind of that's a pretty intense little animation that I forget what it's called if you know the name of it, but adding that intense metal you know music to it really kind of makes it more intense, and obviously, it's talking about, the mask that you have on and, not being true to yourself and you know, which she also said, fear of death, is my name. And really that's what so many people are scared of and what prevents most people from taking any action.
Yeah, and what's holding people back from taking a lot of action, right? A lot of lack of soul integration, and yeah, obviously, so many layers of trauma, including the generational traumas that we've inherited and all that stuff, and it goes into our fucking chakra system. I had a great session with Mario West, actually, who's going to be in our, Soundpath festival, and I'm actually working on a video collaboration of one of her songs. Do a cool music video about that. I should probably put out like a decade ago, at least. Blast from the past, right? Renaissance to resurrection, whatever. Uh, so you got that. All right. So if you have not seen the short film, that's like 10 minutes. When people say a short film, or just say this is a short. We're not talking about motherfucking TikTok short reels or whatever the fuck. We're talking about shit that the term that was made in like the 90s, pretty much, or in 2000s and whatever. And this was 10 minutes. This was like so brilliantly done and animated in shadow. I forget the name of the actual names of the producers, which Melissa and Colin interviewed on their platform, Shadow Tech Alchemy. And they have also, on a quick aside, they've had 2 books written together, I think. And we've interviewed them on Dissolving the Divide. Yeah. Who's behind the mask is what they ask. But at the very beginning, and they go over chronologically in a sense, and like they definitely studied this before making this song, and they kind of like, you could tell like it was based off of this short reel, In Shadow. In Shadow, again, people, if you haven't seen it, check it the fuck out. All right, so I've incorporated those visuals in some of my works as well. It's like unavoidable sometimes. It's too good. So they talk about, they got you from day one. What do they show at the beginning of the clip of the animation of In Shadow? A baby's born in a fucking sterile ass fucking dead hospital, and all jabby-wockied all of a sudden, from day one, umbilical cord cut, maybe circumcised if it's a guy, and all this shit. Like, what the fuck are we castrating from humankind right after birth? One of the most sacred aspects of existence here in this realm. What the fuck? They hijacked that shit. And I know this because an ex-love of mine, very recent, facilitated birth of 9,000 babies at a hospital. They had a little bit different protocols here in France, but what she did on her own accord with her 3 children was totally different. And she even had conceived when she was 45 years old. And that was the 3rd successful birth on her own homeopathic protocols, where she didn't feel any fucking pain. She still has a body up like a supermodel and all this shit. And it was more euphoric. I don't want to say orgasmic, because I don't want people to have stupid ass graphics in their head thinking about that because they watch too much fucking porn or whatever the fuck. But no, like, this is what this sacred moment is supposed to do. Giving birth, creation. Isn't it supposed to be wonderful? not this drug-induced fucking, forced labor and, all this, programming on top of it. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's a very natural process. Obviously, women have been birthing children since humanity has been around, and so it's like the way that they've hijacked it and turned it into this medical procedure and almost a surgery is really disgusting. And I'm grateful that my wife's delivered all four of our children naturally. The last two, right here in our home, and being able to compare that to the experience in the hospital, even doing it naturally in a hospital is like night and day. And it is really sad, to this assault on really the most innocent of all of humanity. It is, it ain't right. What's up, Theo?
Yo, was I late? What's going on?
Oh, we've been on the air since about, I don't know, 40 minutes ago or so, but we just finished watching this really awesome music video, and I know it's, not immediately like you're not gonna like go to, a family picnic listening to this song, right? This is like a song that's more intellectual. It's more for like quiet. It's not really for like, a long road trip with your buddies kind of thing. It's not that type of music. It's to um really just look at one's shadow and look at one's own, well, what masks do we wear, whether they're the physical masks during the pandemic or the um yeah, just the brainwashing and the programming and just the layers that are just, uh, and then just, rising above that with that phoenix image and, um, yeah, it's just I thought that was really well done.
Yeah, it seemed to also kind of be a bit of a opportunity for her to maybe express herself and release some anger and frustration with the overall situation, and doing it through music is obviously a better way to channel that and to but was able to do it in a music style that I think obviously conveyed how she truly felt too. So pretty cool.
Fuck yeah. And yeah, I love how music can be such a alchemical way of, transmuting all that anger into proper catharsis when channeled and, uh, tempered, right? And yeah, the in shadow thing, I remember that fresh, since the dawning of the motherfucking Rona and all this stuff. And yeah, going over the whole mask theme of yeah. And that's pretty much basically when my channel got, you know, flagged. It was on a second strike, almost got deleted totally, and it's been shadow banned ever since. I was clocking in like 5,000 views per month and this and that, having like almost like a subscriber a day, and now it's like fluctuating. I'm like losing subscribers more than gaining them. Whatever it's just weird, and I'm sure there's all these bots and whatever the fuck. And it's not even about that, but you just, all right, I've been doing this for 12 fucking years, and you have all these like YouTube new jacks out there, like, oh, like, help me gain, up to 100,000 subscribers. That's my goal for this year. And they don't even have half that. And they're just doing it for the motherfucking clout and all that stuff. We're not doing any of these videos for any of that motherfucking bullshit. I just wanted to say that. And I also wanted to say real quick to finish off that, yeah, I love the way, Melissa just, she stole the show. She's seems like a natural performer, and just the way she used that art of, communication, persuasion, but also with that catharsis as well, and the body language and all these things. And she's a great musician, and as you saw, and yeah, it's just really great, and just like the courage to put yourself out there with the mask out in public and this and that, especially during that fucking time, and just clowning all these fools that are just, you know, in lockstep with all this fucking draconian bullshit. Are you fucking kidding me? These men are on a date with the mandate. You fucking kidding me? With slavery, right? Fuck that. Theo, what's cracking? You're just in time. We just got around to pretty much the full circle of song samples. And did you want to play one of your new tracks that you produced this year, brother? Or do you want to start with the Londrell, whatever the hell?
Yo, yeah, I don't know. What's the vibe like? I don't know, man. That's
It
We
doesn't
just
matter.
heard we heard a pretty heavy song, so maybe something lighter for contrast.
perfect. So the Londrell, yeah.
Why not yours?
Let's go on
One
there.
of yours.
One of mine. No, oh, I guess my music is also more on the chill side, but if you want like full on chill, because I kind of wanted to start with the Londrell because it's kind of a good meditation. Like I thought maybe we can play that first. Once again, I'm sorry I'm late. I think I messed up the times, but yeah. So the Londrell is a really great kind of almost like a song to start the day with. I would say like it's like a good prayer, kind of very meditative. It's like not really a song. It's almost like
Yeah,
more
we'll
like
save
a
that for the last
meditation.
one, like you did last, you know, several times in the past. We're not in
Yeah,
the mood
sure.
to play, you
I
know.
thought we can switch it up and this time start with a meditative one,
That's
but
too
okay,
much
if
of
you
a
want to end with
contrast.
it.
We're not. We already started a long time ago, man. I'm sorry. It's just not like that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
got the
get it.
right
No
one
worries,
for you.
man.
Don't worry, man.
All right, you go, DJ.
Don't be ashamed to share your fucking music. You brought me 2 of your fucking tracks. Let's fucking play them, mother lover.
Lux, no Obama, yeah. You know how we're living, it ain't right. We gotta realign ourselves. Realign ourselves to what is right. Let me explain. Hey, yo. We live according to eternal universal principles. We align ourselves to what is just, moral and in principle. We find the truth and we accept it as it is. We need it all. We don't ever underestimate ourselves, no, not at all. We hear the facts and we face them. If you see the lies, then you gotta scratch. Understand that we grow together. Understand that we need each other. We're not living in a bubble. Don't look for trouble, then it won't find you. Don't let them tell you that you can't be different. I'm a stellar individual, so I'm not afraid to be different. I'm a sovereign, yeah, you bet. We can live free, so don't let them judge can. It's fuck Obama, but still, yes, we can. Okay. We live according to eternal universal principles. We align ourselves to what is just, moral and in principle. We find the truth and we accept it as it is. We need it all. We don't ever underestimate ourselves, no, not at all.
Not at all or none whatsoever. Way back when I used to live wrong. I used to buy rock, but no Obama. Stones in my pocket, myself to your mama. Let me not invest in my past. All the time I wasted, it never did last. It's all a fantasy, and we get caught chasing. Left back in the basement, how can we build without a foundation? And no solid footing, space, got complacent, never complain. But I did bury all the sorrow and pain. I come here today to show a better way. Do as I do and not what I say. Be a living example, give it to you straight, no angle. The cold hard truth, yeah, we can all handle. Order and balance is there for the taking. Some analysis, we could just trace it. Made the cause and effect right places. The call of the timeline, I grab the line and pull it in time. I'm touching my dreams and making it mine. No, yes we can, I say yes we did, when all the actions align.
sorry to force it or surprise you, Theo, but yeah, brother. That meditative piece by Londrell is gonna bode well for to end things out and smooth it out, right? But I like that track, and that was a pretty cool one to kind of follow up with the last song. You got to check that out later on, brother. But yeah, dope beat you made, and having Conrad on, that was a cool collab, man. Bravo.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys you're really starting to put some things together. You're coming through real clear. The beat sounds good. It really is dope, and obviously, love the lyrics and getting that in there. Talking about being in alignment and everything. I thought you did a good job, man.
Yeah, I
Thanks.
also I was just gonna say I also love the contrast of like you're more sort of like chill, slower with his like da 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 like high energy. Like you guys offer a great contrast musically. So yeah, really, really dope track. I love the sort of like minimalist instrumentals. There's a lot of spaciousness and it was very relaxed.
Cheers. Yeah, yeah. That song. Yeah, it's kind of funny how I came up with it. I don't know even how to like start to kind of explain how I came up with it. It was just kind of a random thing, just came to my mind while I was kind of riding my motorbike here over in the mountains in Thailand, and yeah, I just wrote it on my phone, and I was like, that might be dope. And then I just yeah tried it out, and it worked out, and then. I shared it in the group, in the Telegram group, and then Conrad reached out to me. He said, "Wow, man, that's a really dope track." And I said, "Yeah, let's maybe we can feature you on it." And he was like, "Yeah, maybe." And eventually, he came back to me, and yeah, he really brought the feature. So I was really grateful for that. That was really dope. And yeah, so really proud of that one.
Yeah, fuck yeah, and my apologies to you and to the public that haven't collaborated on anything recently. As you even noticed, like I freestyle offbeat and not really on it, and that's fine. I just flow to whatever comes to mind, and hey, it's just awakening mind, right? Anyways, yeah, that's a cool story, Theo. Thanks for sharing that. I didn't know about that. I love hearing little backstories about whatever inspired you, or just like something just hits you, and just like you have this random thought, and just like you just run with it, and you're like, wait a minute, like that, like I gotta write some lyrics about this shit. Yeah, fuck yeah. What was I guess the idea behind like the whole no Obama is just like like it's just this fake ass version of change and all this stuff, and yeah, we're all lacking spare change in our pockets since then, in a sense, and some of our common sense, because people are totally polarized to the liberal side of things, and I think that was kind of the catalyst, or one of the desired effects to have him selected during that time, I think. What's up, Sarah Cross?
Yo, Sarah in the chat. Cool.
Yeah, Obama was like that fake, yeah, semblance of change, like the first so-called, black president and all that stuff. And I bought into it. I was just a dumb little teenager in Israel at that time when Obama was the president, and I bought the propaganda just like most normies at that time. And like yeah, it's kind of been a interesting journey to and like realize that it's kind of like upside down. Like he was just another puppet, and he was just perpetuating the same old slavery system, and which is with the blacks it was overt, not only covert. So to have a black president perpetuate the same old slavery, maybe it's not overt when he was, but he perpetuated the covert slavery, and he was more like a socialist more than anything, really. And obviously, not a good look. So yeah, it's you know, I don't know. Like I feel like even though he's not the president for a long time, he's still kind of in the minds of people. Like I know when the what's the last one? What the
Biden?
fucking sorry.
You mean Biden?
Yeah. When that zombie guy Biden, when he was the president, I think there was like some the idea that Obama was kind of behind him, like kind of leading him in a way. Um, so yeah, he's kind of still in the background of politics in a way. So it's still relevant to kind of make a diss track for him.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you definitely filled in what I was alluding to, and yeah, this like who's gonna follow a fucking zombie? Only people that were programmed and under the illusion, like, oh, the charm, faded away quite quick with Biden being the vice president of Obama. Yet people still like clung on, as if they're like smeagling the idea of like, oh, Biden's going to come through because he was with Obama before and like he did some things, yet blinded by all the other fucked up shit. Anyways, not to get so geopolitical and stray away from the music side of things. Anything else with the last track, y'all?
Well, it's really a
Nope.
diss track for government in general. So that's really the point, obviously.
Yeah, for sure. And that's what kind of it's like the glue for all these, corporate and whatever entities of the octopus that, that we saw in that last video from, the animation In Shadow and the lyrics and music of Melissa Mary and Colin and their really cool band. So anyways, I want people listening to understand that what I'm going to do right now is play a song that was requested from someone that checked out our last live stream and hit me up on the side, and he joined our group. And he's like, he just hit me up on the side, like, hey man, like, can you just play a song or two or three? It's like, yeah, I'll see what I can do, and I definitely want to get in at least one, maybe two, and yeah, Lumen El Avatar. Wherever you are, I hope you're either listening right now or checking it out later. But this track is pretty dope. It's from artist Magical. I don't know if you've heard of him, Chris, but he's got some reggae aspects to him. He's out in the UK.
I'm not familiar off the top of my head. It sounds somewhat familiar, but I'm not recognizing it.
Well,
my primary UK rapper is gonna be Maccabee.
He's out in the UK.
No, there's actually a lot. There's a lot of folks like Barrington Levy and stuff like that, and there's obviously a big Jamaican population there too.
Damn, I thought Maccabee was out in the islands, but anyways.
No, they'll kind of people in Jamaica will often say like, we don't say cucumber like that.
Cucumba, what it do? Yeah,
cucumba. Yeah.
Bon appetit. And here's some soul food out on the streets of the UK, and maybe we might cross some of those farmers markets that Maccabee might be lurking around. But we'll see. I don't know if this guy's a lyrical chef like Maccabee. That's an album reference to his shit. But yeah, anyways, we're making too much of an intro of this shit. Let's watch.
hard mentally trying to survive, living amongst the blind. Most of the men can't imagine the heights I'm trying to find. I sit down in silence, study my breath, and watch my mind. I ain't got time to be physically paralyzed because of wine. I don't watch what the TV advertise, my eyes are open for the signs. I don't sleep, I'm wide awake, eyes open all the time. I dwell amongst lions, don't sit with snakes and liars, cause many of them won't repent and have to taste the fire. I stay aiming higher, chasing my dreams, knowing life ain't what it seems, believing nothing I hear and only half I seen. Eating my greens and my hemp lentils. To eat well and exercise are two essentials. More time I'm walking with my pen and pencil, working on my stencil, or at home writing to an Illa J instrumental. People ask me what I'm doing with myself, I say it's simple. Self-education, spiritual preparation, self-preservation, heading towards my destination. Self-determination, mental emancipation, self-realization, self-sustenance, self-reliance, studying ancient science, holding a rock and a slingshot, ready to face the giants. It's hard to make a change, but you can't blame me for trying. The system tries to hypnotize my mind, but I stay defiant and raise the youth for revolution, guiding them away from this confusion. I won't expose them to this mind pollution. Take off the blinkers and be a free thinker, it's the solution. Look a little closer and then you will see the illusion. Corruption is the foundation of this worldwide institution.
Our time is now, no time to waste. Live for today, be what you wanna be. We must unite and make a change. They will not win cause we have the will to fade them away.
My prerogatives to promote peace, systems set up to make my soul weak. Search for inner standing of self, my soul weeps. So many see what's going on, going wrong, won't speak. I don't just look on the surface while researching, I go deep. When I opened up my eyes and saw all the lies, I learned a whole heap. Mass deception, that's why newspapers are sold so cheap. It's blatant false deceit, misleading trickery, selling you truth with no receipt. I don't believe the headlines, I preserve my lifeline. I don't work the deadlines, I let my inner light shine and live life like this is my time. Gemini is my sign, Levi is my tribe, Rastafari is my vibe. No other man can see through my sight. He can't walk in my shoes, nice feet ain't my size. Chinese whispers. People talk your business and tell white lies. They can say what they like because they ain't living my life. Quick to point a finger when not one of them ain't feeling my strife. At night I think about wrong and right and wanna cry, but every day you see me smiling because I know that every grey cloud has a silver lining. I ain't got time for whining, I'm looking up at the stars while reclining. There's more answers than questions, so I'm defining, studying the Hopi texts and timelines of the ancient Mayans. It's a time of whirlwinds, earthquakes and riots. Soon it'll be hard to find anywhere that's safe and quiet. The wicked men doing work won't stop, that's why I blaze the fire to raise the consciousness. It's hard trying to be righteous when you're living where the monsters live. So many take and few want to give. I'm steadily sailing away to freedom. Who else is getting on the ship?
Our time is now, no time to waste. Live for today, be what you wanna be. We must unite and make a change. They will not win cause we have the will to fade them away.
I loved that. That was amazing. He talks about basically going through the trivium through autodidactic learning, self-reflection, stream of consciousness, um, trying to inspire hope in others so that they can do that work themselves as well. Has a solid sense and understanding of sovereignty and what that actually means. Yeah, great song. Very chill vibe as well, but very dense lyrically. I liked that contrast. Also, I was like, are those the crop circle areas in like England or something where they were at, like, and his interest in like Hopi kind of stuff and like Aztec stuff. So I was like, interesting. Or it was interesting that level too, like the sort of like human origins level.
Yeah, this time he actually mentioned the Mayan civilization. So this time
Mayan,
it's not the
sorry.
Aztec. This time it is the
I
Mayan.
always do that.
Yeah. Oh wow, very dope track. Very very chill, cool vibe, and easy to groove to, and just maybe even having the background just for good vibes. And then you're getting into you're getting some really great messages into your subconscious. If you would put it in the background, but yeah, if you listen to it consciously, then it's also gonna flatter your consciousness as well, obviously, with some good food for thought. So really good, dope track.
Yeah, I thought he almost kind of flowed like Big L. It was a pretty dope kind of a freestyle type flow, and he brought up some really great lyrics. I like dwelling amongst lions, and obviously we kind of talked that's in reference to sovereigns, and as he talks about self education, self reliance, and really just all the things that we need to be focused on, and none of those things are outward and requiring other people. It's work that we need to do to master ourselves and come into alignment, to do the work to be conscious of what we take into ourselves, and to exercise, and not buying into the propaganda, not buying newspapers and watching the television, and studying and trying to better ourselves, and working on ourselves, as opposed to what most people are doing is just being distracted.
Yeah, your audio is coming in good for me, but it never hurts to do an audio check, I guess. So yeah, I definitely want to hear more from this artist. He is very well read, very well just has clearly done a lot of like introspection and reflection, and his rhetoric is excellent.
Fuck yeah. And I've been respecting it. Thank you, Lumen El Avatar, for sharing that. And thanks for joining the Soundpath Telegram group, which is open for whoever. There it is. I did note it in the description box down below in this video on my channel, Awaken Your Mind, and the Soundpath to Freedom YouTube channel. And I think it carried over to other channels, maybe, what is it, Twitch? But yeah, I know connection can be a bitch. But anyways, I had a funny thought of something just during the first verse, and he's just like going over just like everything, and I'm just like wondering, like, did someone just ask like, what's up, bro, how's it going, like, and just like, and for me, like, I'm not a big fan of like getting getting broed up or whatever, all this stuff. It's like new era speak, in a sense. We would say other words, whatever. And maybe that's just me being an old head, and like we might say dude or man or something else, like it doesn't matter that much. It just sounds like too forced and a little corny. But in contrast to that, you respond like, what's up, bro? Listen for a second. And it's just like relentless, and it's such a beautiful flow, like, and I love hearing something like this for the first time from an artist I never heard about before, and it's like, wow. Just like, so many other videos that we've, showcased on this series. This is number 10 once again, and I'm just happy to be with some friends. So yeah, seems like the fun never ends, right? You know, these things go up to like almost 4 fucking hours sometimes, right? We'll try to, respect people's time as well, but we try to make it worth your while. Because just like these lyrics, we try to go as deep and try to understand, where these artists were trying to come from and what they learned and what they're applying philosophically. Obviously, Jerry mentioned the trivium and all that stuff, and yeah, it's just wonderful tapestries of what's going on with so much going on. So that was kind of a double entendre, but anyways, or was it? I don't even know what that means. I got
It's really early for you and becoming late for us, so we're just gonna um it's like a music, watch party. This is it's late. It's all good. This is part of it. There's gonna be stream of consciousness sharings.
word. All right, so I'm on deck, and I'm gonna throw it out there. I have a track titled "Spiritual Warfare" from Conspirituality, featuring Killer Priest and Hellraiser, or a track titled "Enough Is Enough" by Azim. Both are dope visually and kind of both hinge off of the whole masquerade type of stuff Melissa Mary was talking about, and a lot of stuff we were covering since then.
Why
So
can't we do both? They both sound awesome.
I had something to finish off for the third,
Oh.
but that's all right.
Whatever you think is
Did
best.
Azim come through? Did Azim come back to you, man?
Yeah, it was actually his birthday the other day, and he had a surprise
really?
visit from some family. So yeah, it's a wonderful thing. So yeah, much respects to him, and we'll soon enough get it in. And I did ask him if he's down to possibly at least showcase his music for the festival. He'll respond to me on that, and we'll see. But regardless, much respects. And since we're talking about him, we might as well just fucking play, right? So people listening, wondering who's this guy Azim. Remember this cat, even if he doesn't show up for the festival, because I even sent him an email earlier that in response today, like, hey man, like, I'm throwing it out there. If you love to be part of Soundpath to Freedom, if not, no worries. I kind of had the feeling you were kind of retired, even though that's a program word, whatever, right? But he actually made this a couple years ago, since the dawning of the Rona. And I'm surprised that cats that have been putting out music since the 90s still put out music in the 2020s, rather. Yeah. So thank you for this one. I was blown away. I heard this for the first time just the other day, preparing to interview this cat. And I was like, how did I not hear this before? Anyways, here we go.
Warning. Please seek shelter immediately.
Let's go. I can't stop it, the mic is psychic. Quote that, standing on the shoulders of a giant. No mask, tighten the craft, lightening in a notepad. Type fighting in bright pen. Incite riots, know that. Go black, hit the Vatican and kick the Pope up in the gonads. Give me my gold back, click clack, hold that. You can keep these cold ass diamonds where the scrolls at. Oh, in the basement where the demons and the bones at. I'ma have to go and get my Indiana Jones at. Nobody showing where them Nephilim skulls at. We don't know the past, but we all know where the coke's at. Keep quiet, you under surveillance all of Hong Kong. You under
surveillance. Santiago, you under surveillance. Berlin, Paris, under surveillance. New York, LA, Madrid, Marseille. We have to mask our laughter, the masses gone crazy. A total disaster, operations unfold. Technological goals of Agenda 21. Population controls begun. And the media knows they telling us woes and lies. The truth's unknown. Work for us, they take corn. Break off the rosebuds and hand us thorns. Another war on Moors. Upon checkerboard floors. Breaking down all doors, no halos, all horns. I feel like I'm Neo with no mouth, trying to yell for help. Socrates and Galileo sitting in this very cell, hearing Jesus weeping well, somewhere in a southern jail, sitting next to MLK. No one came to pay the bill. Roads that lead to Rome are paved with gold. Everything controlled, money's on your names are sold. They tap your phone and own your home. You call your kid, not your soul. That's the golden capital, cause government and Latin means control and maintain mind control.
Allow me to introduce our American visitors. I must ask you to forgive their somewhat lackadaisical manners, but I have conditioned them, or brainwashed them, which I understand is the new American word, to believe that they are waiting on a storm lobby of a small hotel in New Jersey, where a meeting of the Ladies' Garden Club is in progress.
First place, best dressed birthday suit contest. But let's battle, baby, you up next. Cause sex sells music, suggestive, instant hits. Soon as I mention wet punani and hard. Don't spit about Palladian ships, secret degrees, hand signs, even the grips. So I be under a bridge, stuffed with bricks. Me and the homie Smiles Davis to both be clipped. Yep, I feel like I'm Neo with no mouth, trying to yell for help. Socrates and Galileo sitting in this very cell, hearing Jesus weeping well, somewhere in a southern jail, sitting next to MLK and no one came to pay the bill. Enough's enough, the whole police squad is dangerous. I said enough's enough, life as a shorty shouldn't be so rough. Wake up, enough's enough, the whole police squad is dangerous. I said enough's enough, life as a shorty shouldn't be so rough. Wake up.
Wake up. Come on, wake up. Wake up.
Boom. Enough is enough.
We
up.
need him.
Yeah.
We need him in the lineup. He is excellent. Wow. Like his work has evolved and like the last time we showed his work it was a little bit more raw. My God, he's got such range and this was like so perfect. This was like the perfect cinematography, perfect lyrics, perfect just musicality. Everything was awesome. It was I definitely amazing. Great job. Great pick.
Yeah, he really brought in so much in that, talking about human origins and Nephilim and the skulls and how we don't know our past, but we know where the coke is. And the other thing I thought was interesting, it said just another war on morals. We're all on the checkerboard floors, and obviously that's kind of the crux of the problem in a lot of issues. It's like when we don't have the principles of natural law, when you don't understand right from wrong, you're like walking on a checkerboard floor. You're gray. It's chaos and it's a crapshoot. You don't know what results you're going to get. You may choose right, you may choose wrong, but you don't know what the results you're going to get. So like sometimes you're going to get wrong results, sometimes you're going to get right results, but once you actually come to that understanding of right and wrong, you get off that checkerboard floor, you know the difference between the black and the white, and you can choose to do what's right. You're not going to get these just random results that sometimes right, sometimes wrong, because you know the difference and you can choose the right to get the right result.
Yeah,
Yeah,
seeing
well,
from a bird's eye view up on Jacob's ladder above the checkerboard floor. Are you westing? Hello. Sorry, Theo. What are you gonna say?
yeah, West Team. Yeah, no, I just wanna come in and say like, like bravo for him to like quit his retirement, just drop this truth bomb on people. It's like wake the fuck up, like it's like in the middle of the Corona days. That shows true care right there. And I think this song is really a perfect example of like true care of like a masterclass rapper. Like coming back from his retirement to like again wake up people to what's going on. And he obviously nailed it. He nailed it perfectly. He hit the bullseye, right in the center. In terms of everything, the lyrics, the videography, and it's a dope track. So really masterclass.
Cheers, though. Damn, I'm glad you all enjoyed that one as much as you did, as myself as well. Like, holy, what the hell, right? Like, I couldn't believe that this came out years ago, and I never saw it until this year. I was like, what the fuck? Damn, like tracks like this. Me concocting some music mixes sometimes, I would just be inspired by one song. All it takes is one song to be a catalyst for, a whole project, revolving around like this one thing that's talking about this specific theme with that much everything, right? And yeah, like he brings so much to the table, and he talks about having like 7 different styles that skill sets lyrically that he can unleash and this and that. And one of them is definitely like that satirical lyrical hella sarcastic type of shit in comedy, and just he can even just bust out like the West Coast gangster style and whatever the fuck, and also clown on it at the same time. And so it's like he's like throwing in like so many different elements, with his stuff. And it's like, and this is a brother who I've bought almost the majority of his albums in a couple like mixtapes he's featured on. It's like there's that Amoeba record store that I'd be.
I was just there while I was out there. Actually, I brought my kids in
Oh
there.
fuck yeah, dude! Was it
Yeah.
a good time?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Hate Street's a little bit hectic with 4 kids, but I had some friends that had never been out to California, so I kind of wanted to bring them out there. One of my friends' wives makes tie dye and stuff, so we wanted to go check out some of the stores out there.
Fuck yeah, things have kind of changed. Like the more independent, underground, unheard of folks would be more prevalent in that store. Like 2 decades ago, 15 years, at best. It seems it just, it's like.
That's actually also where I got my cannabis card for the first time back in 2007. They had a little office upstairs in Amoeba, and you're supposed to follow the green tape on the ground, and it would lead you to the little office to get your doctor's review.
No way.
They would do
Yeah.
punk shows too. Sorry, Theo. We're all from San Francisco Bay Area, so we're all just like remembering this place. Yeah, they would do like random punk shows, like in the middle of the day. Yeah. I really got into
Nice.
And
the San Francisco.
Yeah.
The T-shirt company.
You know about that upper playground, of course. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
FTC.
Yeah, I told my buddy that actually stands for "fuck the cops, not for the city."
Right? Yeah. Exactly, man.
At least that's how. When I grew up, that's how we went by. Anyway.
Real talk, yo. Yeah. Shit, man. We could go off on so many tangents.
Yeah. We had a parenting panel, then we had like a San Francisco panel. Okay, moving on. Back to Soundpath.
Damn. Up in the SCO, don't you know? Sorry, Theo, but
No, why are you saying sorry to me? I love those stories.
yeah,
Fuck on.
it had to flow with the rhyme scheme, but yeah, I didn't want you to feel not included, you know. But sorry, I'm just trying to like banter bullshit while I look for the next song to put on deck, and it's from Chris. Oh yeah, there you are, up here, looking for a fucking folder in the song, and here we
Oh
go.
yeah, Mike Love, Permanent Holiday. This a little bit longer one, but the no, it's one of these live acoustic performances, and man, it's pretty heavy. And again, if you're still need a little shove over the edge to help you gain the confidence to leave whatever job you're in and try to pursue something on your own, just listen to them.
Word. And this is a Tiny Desk performance, by the way. And
are you playing the Damian Marley one?
You were doing the other one.
Yeah, I was
okay,
doing
sorry,
Mike Love.
sorry.
All good.
Mike Love.
Yeah. I feel for you, Derek, more now that I've been doing a few more live stream stuff, and I'm like, it's stressful to just do all the clicks. Like, I get why people have producers now, like, to handle all this.
It happens, yeah. But yeah, I like the improvisation and freestyle and all that stuff. But I got it up, and that's what's up, and let's check it out.
Cool.
a slave away, no. No fun, no corporate Babylon. I'm never gonna be a pawn in their manipulation games. Oh Lord, I'm taking the reins and breaking the chains. I'm never gonna kneel away. My prophet is heaven sent. No preacher, no president. Gonna lead the street. We never know. My own path to follow. Don't know if you'll overstay. Yeah, my own truth to swallow. I could, you know, I went from my guitar and my back up the slack. Leave here tomorrow, but another time upon of Babylon, I got to face the facts, embrace the acts, cut these strings of my sorrow. So I'm on a permanent holiday. I'm going outside to play. I ain't gonna slave away. No fun, no corporate Babylon. I'm never gonna be a pawn in their manipulation game. 10,000 years of captivity, we must eventually open up our eyes and see their manipulating we with so much uncertainty and so many mysteries. Why are so few questioning the natural state of things? It's a nightmare. We're living in a nightmare. Everyone's living so scared. They're virtually unaware of this fear that rules their lives. Occupy lies consumes their minds. This fear of bankruptcy, financial impotency. It's money, 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 money. It's all this digital currency. It's all this monopoly money that keeps us from ever being free. Oh, yeah. So it seems we'll be in this prison for life. 'Cause if we keep buying, then they'll keep selling the lies. So it's up to my mind in I rev make sell I change man words I be I own I nip mind in I rev make sell I change man words I be I own I be lip lay mind trolled in day I seek rev lay make life celebrate I be change see manifest words speak I fuse be press I make own sit I be lip lay mind trolled in day I seek rev lay make life celebrate I be change see manifest words speak I fuse be press I make own sit I be lip lay mind trolled in day I seek rev lay make life celebrate I be change see manifest words speak I fuse be press I make own sit I will be manipulated mind controlled and inundated I will seek the revelation make my life a celebration I will be the change I'm seeking manifest the words I'm speaking I refuse to be imprisoned I will make my own decisions I will be manipulated mind controlled and inundated I will seek the revelation make my life a celebration I will be the change I'm seeking manifest the words I'm speaking I refuse to be imprisoned I will make my own decisions I will be manipulated mind controlled and inundated I will seek the revelation make my life a celebration I will be the change I'm seeking manifest the words I'm speaking I refuse to be imprisoned I will make my own decisions Lord, I wanna be manipulated mind controlled and inundated I will seek the revelation make my life a celebration I will be the change I'm seeking manifest the words I'm speaking I refuse to be imprisoned I will make my own demand a permanent holiday I'm coming out Saturday I ain't gonna slave away no the front of corporate Babylon I'm never gonna be a pawn in their manipulation game I'm taking the reins I'm breaking the chains I'm never gonna deal my prophet is heaven sent no preacher the president gonna lead us straight we never know to take it down I never go astray no I'm even the best of the knowledge, yeah. We got to take back the power. Oh Lord, we got to take back the knowledge, oh. Take back the power. Take back what they have stolen from us. Yeah, we got to take back the esoteric knowledge. Clear the kingly crown of its rust. Yeah! We got to take back the knowledge. Yeah. Take back the pomelo. Take back what they have stolen from us. We got to take back the knowledge. We got to take back the power, Lord. Until our day be deep in us above. We got to take back the knowledge. Or take back the power. Humanity, don't let this be our final hour. Take back the knowledge. Or take back the power. Humanity, don't let this be our final hour. Take back the knowledge. Or take back the power. Humanity, don't let this be our final hour. Take back the knowledge. Or take back the power. Humanity, don't let this be our final hour. Take back the knowledge. Or take back the power. Humanity, don't let this be our final hour. Take back the knowledge. Or take back the power. Humanity, don't let this be our final hour. Take back the knowledge. Or take back the power. Humanity, don't let this be our final hour. Take back the knowledge. Or take back the power. Humanity, don't let this be our final hour. Take back the knowledge. Take back the power.
Epic. Holy shit. That's super raw talent, like refined with so much. Yeah, I love those, pedals and stuff. I have a friend that can, that has that and can do that stuff. And I'm always just like so amazed and almost just like bedazzled or whatever people want to say, bamboozled. Not bamboozled, but yeah, like just so in awe of how they can do that, and just it's so syncopated, and it's like they're living, breathing, musical instrument themselves, yet they're transmuting all, what they know and especially what they practiced to the technology, and it just amplifies it so much more. It's insane and so powerful. I love it. Yeah. Right on. Great pick, Chris. Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean that song is just the repetitiveness and those messages just really can help you to develop that confidence. Just take back the knowledge, take back the power. Don't let this be our final hour. And just I'm not going to be a slave. I'm not going to be a pawn in Babylon's game. It's like he also brings up, no preacher, no president, and it's like that's a common theme in a lot of reggae songs. And I think it's because it's there's the left hand control system with the government, and then there's the right hand control system with religion, and it's like both of those are externalizing the power, and really it's up to I and I, and that's each individual and our connection to the divine. And so it's there is no external savior. It comes down to each and every one of us taking back the knowledge, taking back the power of our own sovereignty, and then helping others to do that as well, so that we can stop giving away our power, being mind controlled and inundated, and get make our life a celebration. It's like we are creators. God is love. We were put on this earth to create, to be individuals, and to do something beautiful. And we're spending all of this time and effort on wars and other government and corporate jobs and stuff, and it's just it's a damn shame. And we need to just take that power back and make our lives, everyone's life, a celebration. And that's the beauty of it, when each person is creating and expressing their own individuality, then that's the whole point. Why are we individuated as the monad in the first place? To be individuals.
I kind of want to go last because I have
Profound
a
stuff.
lot to say. So yeah, go ahead, Theo.
Okay. Yeah, wow, what a cool performance. Yeah, unexpected. I'm like, wow, this really just happened there. Like there's beatboxing and yeah, that thing in the middle there where he was doing that yeah, that's funny. I love those kind of things. Like I used to listen to like those kind of only voice bands, like the Blumen Group or whatever it was called, like that would create like full on shows with only their voices. Kind of reminded me of that, and yeah, I used to really like that stuff. So, but yeah, in this case, he's bringing in those conscious lyrics, and like you mentioned, Chris, it's kind of brings to mind those ideas of like individuality and the uniqueness of you, and like expressing yourself freely and not being afraid, and yeah, like you said, realizing eventually, ultimately God is love, and let's all spread our love and spread our truth the way we are. That's what I got from it.
So much to say, and I don't want to repeat all the wonderful things you guys all said, so I'll just add that um, this idea of using the loop pedals to create a chorus from a single voice source as a metaphor for the expression, the infinite expression of the individual in art, and thinking about how art and music specifically works through frequencies, energy propagating through space, and time specifically being part of the quadrivium with music and as a play of time. And I'm thinking about how he basically did a sort of light spell where he was showing how the illusion of separation is it's a mental construct really, and through music he was showing that sort of contradiction. And he has a really fucking awesome voice. Like he was able to like go really high and really low and like a lot of just range. Great guitarist. Love the jam band action in the middle. The percussionist was good too. The way he played with like the distance on the skin of the drums.
Hell yeah. I'm always really impressed and again just in awe and just wow. Shut up and just watch and listen to this because with that multitasking mastery of yeah, everything what you said, Jerry, and all the and using the bare feet, on the pedals, that's kind of cool to see and this and that. Yeah, staying grounded, right? And that one part in the middle where he was recording like half of a word or something like that, and then like adding the second half of the word, like he was like overlaying.
He was basically like he's basically skipping, but he was saying that the same thing over and over, like I won't be manipulated, mind controlled, and inundated, but he was only saying parts of it. But what I loved about it is when he starts, he says like I nip man word or I change man words. And so he says I change man's words, but it really was within his chorus too. And like just the way he was able to do that, it's pretty sweet. And also that repetition, and as he's doing it, then once I put it together, then I'm singing the whole thing, and so then I'm singing that whole chorus over and over, and it really just it's just great message just to pound in there, you know.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, well said. Yeah, well said, everyone. What a dope song, yeah. And to take it back to what it was saying in regards to take it back, right? Yeah, all these things, and just
and take back the esoteric knowledge, you know. And it's like that's the knowledge that they've hidden from us, what obviously occulted from us, and so we need to take that knowledge back. And really what that knowledge is obviously natural law, and understanding our sovereignty, and understanding that we are connected individually to source, and there is no intermediary.
Right, yeah. You're talking about the intermediary of, Gubernare and things that are just getting in the way of folks trying to do what's right. Although folks that are trying to do right need to get in the way of folks that are doing wrong, right? Upholding that sacred masculine, of course. But yeah, there's always the inverted aspects of that with the my lie tear I. Why ask why? But anyways, on to the next.
Peter Tosh would say, "Harm no man, let no man harm."
Voila, yeah.
I'm really excited about your presentation, Chris. It's going to be be good. I just feel it.
I'm looking forward to it. I obviously I love Peter Tosh's work, and I feel like he's, Jessica and I have talked about that. I feel like he's like the right hand path teacher, the right brain teacher, which pairs very well with obviously Mark Passio's work, and I think together are saying the same message, but just in a different manner.
Very exciting.
Fuck yeah, and it's been very exciting to see you just, jump into so many interviews with, so many artists already. Well, not so many, it's like 3, 4, a handful, we could say at this point. And Mr. Joe Double, watch out. There's no trouble going on with this next song that Jerry is going to share with us. So, would you please introduce?
Yeah. Well, yeah, just wanted to play a track that we didn't get to play during the interview with Joe Double. I really like this song by him. Really great guy, great family. Heartfelt lyrics. Check it out.
Back in the days when I was a teenager, before I had status and before I had a pager, you can find grandpa listening to hip-hop. My pops used to say you reminded him of bebop. I said, well daddy, don't you know that things go in cycles? The way that Bobby Brown was just amping like Michael. It's all expected, things are for the looking. If you got the money, slump verses for the booking. Come on everybody, let's get with the fly mode. Might've quit smoking but I still take the high road. Listen to the rhymes to get a mental picture of this white man and white woman fixture. Why do I say that? Cause I gotta speak the truth, man. Doing what we feel for the music is the proof, and planted on the ground. The act is so together, bonafide strong. You need leverage to sever. The unit, yes, the unit called the Jazz is delivering each year an LP filled with high songs. You can find the albums at joedouble.com. If you get the record, your support, I applaud and appreciate it. Cause we're ever so glad we made it. We worked hard, so we gotta thank God. Download the wave files, dance till you're spastic. If you diss, it gets drastic. Listen to the rhyme cause it's time to make gravy. If it moves your booty then shake, shake it baby. All the way to America, aka the motherland. Stick out the left then I'll ask for the other hand. That's the right hand, white man. Only if you were noted as my man. If If I get the credit, then I think I deserve it. If you fake moves, don't fish your mouth to word it. Get in the zone of positivity, not negativity. Cause we gotta strive for longevity. Never slowing down, we keep it stepping.
And what?
Black palladium, high top size 11.
Come on.
We gotta make moves. Never ever ever could we fake moves.
Come on.
We gotta make moves. Never ever ever could we fake moves.
Come on.
We gotta make moves. Never ever ever could we fake moves.
Come on.
We gotta make moves. Never ever ever could we fake moves. We gotta be a winner all the time. Can't fall prey to a hip hop crime. With the dope raps and dope tracks, we move blocks. From the fly girlies to the hardest of the rocks. Musically, slumburbs is on the rise. We on these excursions till you must realize. Continually, I go where the truth is. And anything else feels like it is useless. So what can you do when the times which exist? You can't fake moves on your brother or your sis. But if your sis is a snitch, brother is a jerk, leave them both alone and continue with your work. Whatever it may be in today's society, everything is fair, at least that's how it seems to me. You must be honest and true to the next. Don't be phony and expect when not to flex. Especially if you rhyme, you have to live by the pen. Your man is your man, then treat him like your friend. All it is the code of the streets. So listen to the knowledge being dropped over beats. Beats that are hard, beats that are funky. They can get you hooked like a fast food junkie. What you gotta do is know that Joe is in the sphere. Ableton's finest prominent like Shakespeare. Or David Allen Coe.
Come on.
We gotta make moves. Never ever ever could we fake moves.
Come on.
We gotta make moves. Never ever ever could we fake moves.
Come on.
We gotta make moves. Never ever ever could we fake moves.
Come on.
We gotta make moves. Never ever ever could we fake moves.
Cool synchronicity there with the beatbox, right? And yeah, you said heartfelt. I think the songs you shared in his interview were heartfelt, all of them, but this one is more playful. He was really being
Playful,
playful
yeah.
in this one, and yeah, it's a dope track. I think all his songs so far are really dope. He's really good at this, really impressive stuff, and he's always bringing those conscious lyrics in, talking about truth, and in that tragedy and hope, he's talking about the trivium and all that. So yeah, really, really honored to have him in the festival.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, go ahead.
No, go for it.
I was just gonna say that, yeah, I really like the way he has a sort of casual stream of consciousness, but also just sort of like fun and, like you said, playful lyrical style with this one. And I also at first I was like, why is he picking the chorus as you got to make moves? But I realized as the song progressed, the moves are right actions. You have to make right actions. You have to choose to align yourself, and that is why I like this song a lot. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna bring it back like he did, that good old boom bap. And yeah, if you're not too familiar with some of that old school hip hop, the way he introduced the song, came out the gates, if you will, that's like kind of a hip hop standard. I forget, I'm losing my train of thought on how it goes, but back in the days when I was a teenager, before I had a cell phone or a pager or something like that, and then you could find me somewhere listening to hip hop, and it just don't stop with that type of just train of thought. And where do you take it from there? Are you using it for the right purpose of what this art form was intended for, which was to spread proper knowledge through wisdom of people's experiences, obtaining from the knowledge and relaying it to others through rhyme form, and sometimes having to encrypt this shit to bypass certain censor shits and whatever the fuck the pole ice with the cold shoulder and all that shit. But anyways, and yeah, I'm happy to have him on board as well. And yeah, I definitely am feeling that flow, and just to hear someone rap like that, you know, in 2025 or whenever this, I don't know if it was like a couple years ago, at least like anything like post 2020. I'm just like, thank you for keeping that old school vibe alive. But yeah,
Well, that I think that's what his whole the song's about too. It's talking about don't be a phony, be true to yourself and to to do what's right and to if you're going to put the pen to paper and make music, then make sure you're doing it consciously and putting out the truth and also being true to yourself. That's the again, I think a theme tonight. It's you got to be who you are, the true individual that you are, not what you feel like you need to be in society because of the different programs. I can think again to my my whole job as a working as a financial advisor. Your entire life you're worried about somebody might be a client, and so you always have a facade on it, almost always. And so you're never true to yourself, and you always have that mask on, and so it's we all need to that's the program, that's Babylon, that's what they want us to do. We're giving our energy to that system as opposed to being true to ourselves. And being an artist and being creative is one of the unique ways even within our system to get out of that the 9 to 5, the corporate job, and to be an individual and kind of free of that kind of financial servitude. And so if you're going to do it, don't do it just for money, because then you basically are doing the same thing. You might as well have not even pursued it, because this is a freeing a pursuit, and then you've chosen to bind yourself. So really, we can take that into whatever endeavors, but we just need to not be a phony.
Yeah, but speaking on his flow, like you mentioned, Derek, he really is bring that old school flow. Like when I heard him rapping, it's like, who does he remind me of? But I think it's like a mishmash of like old school rappers, like in my mind, the way he raps. I can't really pinpoint exactly who he reminds me of, but it just reminds me of something from back in the day, from like the golden days of hip hop.
Yeah, glad you guys liked it. It was a joy to interview him this week, and I forgot that he had his music featured on Grand Theft World, Richard Grove's show, for I think one of the seasons, or for sure for a time. And Richard Grove's going to be on Joe Double's next album doing vocals, which is kind of cool.
Oh fuck yeah, that's cool. Hell yeah. Yeah, and if it wasn't really, emphasized enough, check out the interview that Jerry did with Joe, and double it up
Two Joes.
and triple down with Joe Murray, and we got a rhyme and flurry going on. And so you're more than welcome to cut this live stream off right now and watch that right now. Go for it. Take it back. That old boom bap rap. Anyways, no, just and where are we taking things right now, Theo? You got that everlasting flow yourself over there, yo.
Yeah, it's nothing old school at all, but I hope it is. Yeah, I hope it is at least everlasting in terms of like being golden also for the future, being evergreen as well, right? Like not only everlasting, but the message is meant to be everlasting with it. So yeah, let's check it out. check it. Yeah. Truth, love, and freedom is my message for the youth. I be rapping every day, stuck in the booth. I be way too happy to be singing all them blues. They keep telling me lies, I keep telling them the truth. I do it for the agape, I don't care if you got no love for me. All I care is my missioning. Am I in the right positioning? What am I developing? Am I really helping? What am I building? And is it everlasting? Highest I'm trusting, on the right path and I'm trusting. The one else I'm inviting, no patient I'm myth busting. I'll be on my lonely, but no, it's just not me. Come and smell the flowers, I'm just me. Unseen but not unheard. Too independent to be stuck in the herd. Too independent to listen to y'all. I'll be on my way, that's my only goal. If I gonna show my way, you never heard to pray, yeah. Give us fucks about power and the fame. If you know me, then you know you're the same. Truth, love, and freedom is my message for the youth. I be rapping every day, I'm stuck in the booth. I be way too happy to be singing all them blues. They keep telling me lies, I keep telling them the truth. I do it for the agape, I don't care if you got no love for me. All I care is my missioning. Am I in the right positioning? What am I developing? Am I really helping? What am I building? And is it everlasting?
I felt like I was on a spaceship, man, and like that like tinkling was like stars like rushing through. Yeah, really cool, man.
I was trying to find a way to express that exact thing. It's like I felt like I was in outer space. You know, it was cosmic, I guess, would be the best way to put it. But no, I thought that was a good flow, and um, yeah, it was like inspirational in a somewhat challenging way. You know, like what are you building? Is it everlasting? You know, and it's kind of like a nudge in the right direction, which I appreciate because it's kind of it's pushing you towards where you need to be, but in a nice way, as opposed to sometimes it can be more confrontational, and so it's a good way. Asking questions is a great way to help people take that step because you're not telling them, which often gets resistance. You ask them the question, and it allows them to think about it and move forward out of their own decisions.
Yeah,
It's
exactly. It's
cool.
like, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, it is a cool song too. I just want to piggyback off what you're saying because I was thinking the same thing, Chris, of just, it's not the same as like the Socratic approach in a sense. It's like really that self inquiry over beats with certain, segments, and that's really tight, Theo. And, that's a really good example of like the art of persuasion, you know, in the realm of music. Ooh, kitty. Fun, Jerry. Happy Catterday, by the way. Yeah.
Saturday. Yes.
Every day is a Saturday or a Catterday, right? When you got cool feline friends. Anyways, it's everlasting, right? The fun never ends with these guys. But anyways, because think about it. When sometimes a lot of people can't hear like the Mark Passios just like yelling down people's like throats, like, what the fuck you fucking doing? Even I can be cathartic like that in public. And I noticed that with a good amount of people it doesn't go over too well. And that's whatever, because people are just wherever the fuck they're at and big D too oversensitive. But if they hear something like this, I think that helps dissolve that stuff, and it plants a seed in a different way. And it's like we have to reach people in so many different fucking ways, throughout the whole fucking spectrum. How many billions of dollars have been thrown, trillions have been thrown at this exact thing through via mind control, through the media and all the different forms of fucking media, sports, entertainment, all that shit. You know, it doesn't fucking matter. You know, what do we have to, you know, build up against it, right? You know, so yeah, it's just those cool inquiries, you know, and questions that people have never heard before. It's like, whoa, like that's cool, you know, and you know, do it for agape. Whoa, like
Yeah.
much love, yo.
Yeah, and a really amazing synchronicity actually is just yesterday when I was driving back from fixing my laptop, or actually on the way there, I noticed a cafe called Agape Coffee. I was like mind blown. What? Like there's a cafe called Agape Coffee, like around where I live. So like, how's that real? I didn't go there. I wish I would, but maybe next time.
I feel called to just share my gratitude for this present moment with all of you gentlemen. I have so much tremendous respect and I'm honored to be amongst you. Um, I'm just so glad to be doing this with you guys and I'm just very grateful.
Much appreciated, heartfelt.
Likewise, much love.
Yeah, much love.
Oh yeah. So with that said, Chris, we're going to the tiny desk.
Oh, cool. Yes, this is Damian Marley, Tiny Desk. He does a great job. It's that the actual video is he's got 3 songs and they're all great, but this is the first one. It's called Slave Mill, and you know, like I said, I was trying to hit on this this theme in particular of the job and the financial slavery that so many of us were caught up in, and that's freeing ourselves from that is a major step in taking back our individual power.
Oh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, what you want and what you will, working for your dollar bill. Sad to see the old slave mill is grinding slow but grinding still, and walking home a child gets killed. Neighbors free to shoot at will. Sad to see that old slave mill is grinding slow but grinding still, and 9 to 5, you know the drill. Weekends are a short-lived thrill. Sad to see that old slave mill is grinding slow but grinding still. Cup run it over till it spill. Take until you've had your fill. Sad to see that old slave mill is grinding slow but grinding. Some of us think we're too big because the system gives us jobs, even though it's just a low-paying gig. Some of us will boast and brag, and those of us who think we're small just because we don't have much, it's really not the case at all. There's riches that the flesh can't touch. Some of us don't respect life. Some of us don't respect laws. Some of us don't respect life. And even though we worship God, and some of us won't let go faith, no matter what the price may cost. Some of us won't practice hate, because we still believe in love. What you want and what you will, working for your dollar bill. Sad to see the old slave mill is grinding slow but grinding still, and walking home a child gets killed. Police free to shoot at will. Hurts to see the old slave mill is grinding slow but grinding still, and 9 to 5, you know the drill. Weekends are a short-lived thrill. Sad to see that old slave mill is grinding slow but grinding. Cup running over till it spill. Take until they've had their fill. Sad to see the old slave mill.
Grinding slow but grinding.
Some of us think we're too good just because material gain. If we were living as we should, then less of us would be in pain. And those who are misunderstood, they still deserve a voice to claim the things that are still meaningful to each and all of us the same. And some will say the cups are full and give Jah thanks for what we've gained. Some will say there's much more weight to pull. Them will tell you that straight up and plain. And some will think outside the box, while some of us will hold our lanes. And some of us rewrite the facts, while some of us are trapped on cane. Oh, what men won't or what they will, working for $1 bill. Sad to see the old slave mill is grinding slow but grinding still. And walking home a child gets killed, police free to shoot at will. Sad to see the old slave mill is grinding slow but grinding still. And 9 to 5 you know the drill, weekends are a short-lived thrill. Sad to see the old slave mill is grinding slow but grinding still. Cup running over till it spill. Take until they've had their fill. Sad to see the old slave mill
grinding slow but grinding still.
Keep on grinding slow but grinding. Keep on. Oh, it's grinding slow but grinding. Keep on. It's grinding slow but grinding. Keep on. Huh. It's grinding slow but grinding still.
I really hope we get him next year. I hope we get him. I love that song. I hadn't heard that version. I like that version. It's different.
I love the slowed down, version where they got all the bongos I always think it comes out better than their studio versions. But I'll just say there's a few things in there that I find really powerful and definitely want to highlight. The one thing he says is, if we were living as we should, then less of us would be in pain. And that's just the law of freedom right there. And that just shows you that we are not doing what's right, and we are not in the aggregate in alignment. Because if we were, less of us would be in pain. We wouldn't be in this situation that we're in. So that's the evidence. That's why they say naturalize the science, because there are observable effects and they're all around us. I love the way he puts that there. The other thing he says, some of us don't respect life, some of us don't respect laws, and obviously he's not talking about the man's so-called laws. He's talking about the laws of nature, God's law, the natural law. The inherent laws that are not man-made, and again and you can observe that we don't respect that, because less of us would be in pain if we did respect them. So it's a powerful song, and it just 9 to 5, the drill. Weekends are a short-lived thrill, and so many people still caught up in it, and we just gotta find ways to break free of it, and whatever it is we got to do, and find ways to support people, grassroots in a community based way, and that's how you take power back is by being entrepreneurs and creators and individuals and collaborating with people in the community. So um, you know, hopefully, through the music we can help and inspire more people to take that leap.
Yeah, no doubt. And at least it's not always a leap just to, remove yourself from the slow drip, frog in the, slowly heating, boiling pot of water by just recognizing and realizing certain things and just sidestepping that shit and helping your immediates and the people you care about and hopefully others outside of that about you know what works, what's your hero's journey of how you've been able to overcome some bullshit and not get so fucked up in the matrix or even turn into that cipher guy, you know and betrayed his own kind. Why? So I like that, and I brought that up, with the slow drip stuff because they're grinding still in something slow. I forget the flow, but it was such a lovely melody and that hook. It was just I was feeling that that's the only version of that song I've ever heard, and I was like, fucking proper, yo. So yeah. I ain't got that much of the sour, so I'm gonna pass it off and yeah, blaze on, Theo. I'm about to roll one up too. Don't worry about that.
What did you think of the song, Theo?
Yeah, it's a nice melody. It's very kind of easy to tune into and resonate with. And when it's kind of a gentle melody like that, and it doesn't go too crazy. And but the lyrics, of course, are definitely conscious and kind of a reminder of where we are. Like the slave mill is still going on. Like we can't be dreaming that it's not. Like let's not go crazy, but let's also not forget where we are, right? So that's kind of what I got from it, and it's a good vibe. Yeah, Damian Marley, obviously a legend. So thanks for the choice, Chris. Cheers.
Yeah, I want to go back to that specific lyric that we're talking about in the chorus, grinding slow and grinding still. That word still can mean remaining in place, not moving. It can also mean still, continuous, never ending. And in both cases, that is involution, that is slavery, that is the slave mill grinding. And then that almost like stop motion melody to the chorus, like da 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 with the guitar in the middle of like the what should have been like the end of the phrase, but like you get that like kind of like stuck grinding like wheel like expression where it's not quite finishing the whole revolution, um, of the pattern that's being created in that melody. So, um, and yeah, he's such an amazing um, lyricist and singer and just performer, and he has such great styles. He's very wide ranging with his work. I definitely hope we can have him next year. That would be awesome.
Cool. Is it time to drop another new rhyme within the sound selection version?
Um, yeah.
This one is by Blooded the Brave. This guy I slept on quite a bit. And he's been releasing a lot of new shit with some really provocative music videos. I encourage people to check this guy out. It'd be dope to have this guy on our festival as well, for sure. Probably the next one is kind of late, reaching out to folks at this hour. But in the meantime, just check out this guy's YouTube channel, Blooded the Brave, because he's a rebel trying not to be no slave.
We think we know, but we're played like chumps. What you know about Operation High Jump? What you know about what they do with CERN? Do you even have the guts to question what you learned? It was written, our history by the winners. The truth don't matter and the debt gets bigger. The smaller the size of the lies add up and make a mountain of lies for us to climb up. We won't be stopped or told that we will rise up, but let someone who wants to control define us. They fear our strength and how far we can reach when we walk away and stand on our own feet. More and more can see how bad they want it to be, but no matter what they do, don't live on your knees. Be strong and give yourself some credit. If it brings you down, let it go and dead it. You made it this far, you're stronger than you think. You've got the Triforce, you're brave just like Link. Hyrule needs you, the warrior, the legend who will rise when it's dark. The sages are seven, take this. It's dangerous to go alone. The master sword will help you face the unknown through the dark and keep your hearts filled, cause evil loves hate and will use it to kill. It's a fight, it's a fight. A major test of strength through the lost woods of Death Mountain's banks. Just be ready to wield your Hylian shield and keep your eyes wide open through Hyrule Field, cause they're hiding any way they can, like the giant in a cave they fought in Afghanistan. Look it up and get your mind cracked in half, like when Admiral Byrd ship hit the ice cap. It was written long ago in a book, now it's hidden by ruthless crooks. If you listen to the wind in the trees, you'll hear the soul speak, telling you to be free. It was written long ago in a book, now it's hidden by ruthless crooks. If you listen to the wind in the trees, you'll hear the soul speak, telling you to be free. It's all locked up, they want you to feel lost. Our past is locked away in libraries and vaults. They burn them down and control what's found. There's more to the story about Indian mounds. And every town, no matter how small, isn't it strange they got a Masonic call? There's more to it all. The history of the Moors and America's past is true story and lore. We've learned a lot, but who knows what's a lie? They dug them up and they were 12 feet high. They were giant stories told by the tribes when they saw them. They were shocked by the size, just like my eyes when I was on top standing, looking out into the Grand Canyon. It makes you think, what did those that were here know? And are we told only what they want us to know? Is it control of our souls or the lies that they feed that makes us do what we're told? They hear our past was a flood of the burn. Just think of how many never even heard of CERN. Fuck NASA, they don't speak the truth. The space program came from Nazi roots. They aim to shoot the lies, but I don't listen. They spit the facts, but the truth's always missing. It was written long ago in a book, now it's hidden by ruthless crooks. If you listen to the wind in the trees, you'll hear the soul speak, telling you to be free.
Our very distinguished guest for this evening is Admiral Richard E. Byrd.
You got an extra life for us, Jerry?
Oh my god, that was great. It was like such a fun, interesting, deep, historical, um, sort of well constructed lyrically, great song. I love the sort of like laser sort of synth and just like this like arpeggio going down and stuff, and like um this video game analogy, and just the sort of like 90s Nintendo 64 reference and like with I don't know, it was great.
Yeah, Theo, I gotta hear what you gotta say about this one, man. You got any ideas for future projects now, or?
Theo, are you there? Oh, sometimes my
Yeah.
internet.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Damn, man. Where did you find this, man? What the fuck? Yeah, sorry, my internet is delayed, but I don't know if I'm
All
coming
good.
through properly.
Yeah.
Damn. Wow. I can't believe this shit is real, man. Like, how is this a thing? Fucking video game rap, and it's conscious as fuck. It's like,
Conscious video game rap. We didn't know it was a
Ha!
genre.
Best believe, but yeah, video game, sound effects have been sampled throughout hip hop, but it
anyway,
is a thing.
I'm having a delay, so I don't know what's going on now.
Oh, it's all good.
I think this was too dope for my internet.
Oh shit! But we heard what you said, though. Yeah, it's funny that happened, but you're all good, man. What I wanted to say is that video games had an influence on a lot of hip hop artists. Like I'm thinking about Del the Funky Homo Sapien. I'm thinking about like Rhyme Fighters who are throwing like these 8 16-bit little sound effects into the beats, and they just rap over that. And I was like, damn, that's kind of cool, and it takes you back to like when you're playing like Nintendo or Super Nintendo or like whatever, right? And that's fine, whatever. Like we wasted a lot of time, possibly, but anyways, I mean, who is listening to cool podcasts while playing video games? You don't need the sound effects, all the time. But anyways, yeah, he there's like that hero's journey aspect, and I have a soft spot for Zelda and stuff, and I never really beat that game in my childhood, and I had to go back to it later on to kind of like fulfill that void, if you will. But anyway, you feel me, Chris? What you gotta say, man?
I haven't gone back and finished that yet, but no, uh, I like that how he really kind of brought up how all of this is being hidden from us. He brought up the concept of our history being occulted from us, and whether that be the fact that NASA was created through the Nazis, which I believe was Operation Paperclip, and he obviously brings up a lot of the other things in CERN and just a lot of these things that aren't told to us and are occulted and for whatever reason people don't look at them. But he also says listen to the wind in the trees telling you to be free. So it's like what the nature is the teacher. We need to try and figure out how do we get more in alignment with nature and as opposed to the stories there. Like Mike Love said, if they'll keep selling the lies if we keep buying them, and so we got to stop buying the lies. And to do that we can listen to nature, listen to the winds and the trees, that nature is the teacher.
Well
Right
said, man.
on. Yeah, I think I'm back on the live. No
Yeah.
delays now. I love what you said, Chris. Yeah, that's a deep thought right there. Yeah, once again, I really dig those kind of video game rappers. I don't know, like, as I grew up with video games, so it's really close to my heart. And this is for me like the perfect example of like doing a video game rap, because he's bringing that proper conscious shit on it as well, on top of the video game style and instrumental and the lyrics. He's bringing those conscious like, and what NASA is lying to you and all that. Because it's kind of fitting, because this is also like a spaced out kind of instrumental, right? Like the beat is yeah, it's very spacey, which yeah, sometimes you get from those kind of video games. So I guess that's also was an inspiration for me for my production style. Yeah, really really dope, man. I definitely want to check out this artist. So make sure to let me know his name later, or send me one of his links.
Will do, brother. Yeah. Blooded the Brave. BTB. Mon ami. Yeah. Hopefully he will soon be in the, wouldn't say the place to be. Not like, alluding to like we're the shit, but it'd be great to have him on Soundpath Freedom for the next music festival. And to kick things off, it's really cool, Jerry, what you've linked up with in regards to like having like a meditative, like initiatory, sacred session and that kind of stuff. And I say that to kind of allude to what Theo's last song is, but I had to hold off for this last thing. And yeah, you're like the specialties of, taking us out with these watch parties, Theo. So that's cool. But yeah. Anything else before we play this one, especially from Theo? But beforehand, Chris J. No.
No, I'm just, I'm still sort of thinking about that video that we just saw. I'm really just genuinely processing it. It was very, it's like when you watch something, like when you watch a really good movie or you read a really good book or you listen to a really good song. In any of those cases, when you find yourself analyzing the symbolism, several minutes later, that's like something really well done. And like that's where I'm at. Like I'm like, Hyrule flute. Why was that constantly being shown? And then I'm like, well, a flute has, got, a higher sort of octave, and then high, moral, rule, like sovereignty, music. So Hyrule flute, like maybe like it's, you know, constantly being shown as a symbol to represent how music can align one's self with one's own sense of sovereignty with like a higher self. That's where my mind just went. Sorry,
No,
guys.
please. Wow. That brings up a good point, because in the, especially Nintendo and Super Nintendo, one of the only articles that Link or is would have to acquire was a flute, and it's the same with Mario World 3, where he has a flute and he can magically transport to extra levels or whatever, to a higher dimension, if you will, a higher octave, as you're saying. So it alludes, it's like, wow, interesting moment right there, like, aha. Yeah.
Whoa, creepy.
Yeah, so let us not be so concerned
Wow.
with the dark side of things, but yeah, like that's what Link was tasked to do, is go into the underworld and battle all these things and this and that. And it seems like CERN is trying to you know bring forth these portals to like bring about the some parasitic bullshit into
Yeah.
this reality. But yeah, I like the fact that he mentioned the whole NASA stuff, and project paperclip and the Nazi origins of it, without having to get into the fucking flat earth shit. So word up to folks like that who can avoid those diabolical dialectics. So yeah, much respectix. Anyways, Theo, what would you like to say before I play this meditative session? Because you chose it. Even if you just want to say play it, go for it.
Yeah, well, so as I said, when I came in, once again, sorry I was really late. Yeah, it's I thought it's like actually more like a good song to start the day with, but it doesn't really matter. It's a good song anytime you're feeling like you want a refresher, and just clear your mind from negativity and kind of focus on the present moment. And it's a very healing one and it's very special. So let's listen to it and then I'll comment more.
I invite you to bring yourself to a upright position, palms facing upward. Take a deep breath in, exhale. Take a deep breath in, exhale. One more time, inhale and exhale. Just make any sound as you exhale. Where does it hurt? Where does it hurt? What is the source of your pain? What is the source of your anguish? What is the source of your discontent? Breathe deeply into it. Allow yourself to feel it. Allow yourself to go deeper and deeper into your shadows. Deeper and deeper into your darkness. Deeper and deeper into whatever has ever hurt you. You can be over it, but to allow yourself to revisit that. Allow yourself to open those wounds and go deeper into those wounds. Maybe it's childhood trauma, maybe it's heartbreak. Maybe it's sexual trauma. Maybe it's resentment, unforgiveness. Whatever is there, just allow yourself to walk into it. Can you allow yourself to be present with that feeling of hurt? Can you allow yourself to be present with that feeling of shame? What are you ashamed of? What do you blame yourself for? What are you unwilling to just make peace with? Just allow yourself to breathe and go deeper into that. Whatever that feeling, you know more than I do. Let's go deep into our scars. Let's go deep into our wounds. Let's breathe into it. Can we allow ourselves to be vulnerable to our darkest sides? Can we allow ourselves to be vulnerable to our hurt? Can we allow ourselves to be vulnerable to everything that is hurting us in this moment? The uncertainty, the discomfort. Can we allow ourselves to just be with those things? Surrender ourselves to those things. Offer ourselves to those things. Allow yourself to feel. Allow yourself to heal. Affirm after me. I open myself to myself. I allow myself to be vulnerable with myself. I allow myself to feel. I allow myself to feel. I allow myself to heal. I forgive myself. I forgive my hurt. I forgive my pain. I forgive my traumas. I forgive all. Through my forgiveness, I am free. Through my forgiveness, I am free. Through my love, I am liberated. Here, now, in the past, and in the future, I am free.
That's pretty interesting. I haven't had a chance to see one of those. It was an interesting way to pair some music with meditation style and also to help kind of give some good messages to help us heal things and work through things that we need to do to move forward. And yeah, obviously, I think we all see that there is a power in a beat and a rhythm and a melody and song in general and its ability to penetrate through the conscious mind and to for us to be able to feel it. Like Peter Tosh said, you got to be able to know it, you got to feel it. And so it allows you to get those affirmations and that message in a way that may be more digestible or easier for to help people, as opposed to some people maybe aren't as comfortable doing it in another setting, and so it's a nice way to bring that in.
Yeah, I like the fact that he asks a lot of questions, and then he actually he didn't answer them really. He kind of like flipped the question into like an affirmation. He was talking about like why are you wounded or not healed and this and that, and then you would go into like affirmations, and yeah, sometimes they can come off a little new agey, but if people aren't using at least some of their word magic and at least trying to follow through with that and having that as some of their inner mind chatter instead of like a bunch of bullshit, that's better than nothing. So a lot of what he talks about goes over a lot of fucking shadow work. The questions he asks, like those would be, it seemed almost as if that was a paid session of some type of therapy or some kind of you know s- someone offering a service in the form of like some kind of like shadow work seminar, which Mark Passio has going on. It's not going to be live and direct like this one was, but it'll go over more esoteric background info and stuff. And that's not to say Londrell isn't privy to that, but yeah, you can tell this guy is deep into a good amount of knowledge and research and just applying it to his life on a daily fucking basis and trying to teach others like directly. And yeah, much respects to that.
Oh man. I think because he lives in a sort of more rural area, his internet. Oh, Theo, can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm back. Okay, I just reset my phone and it seems to be better now. So
Yeah, you're good.
sometimes it does that.
Mm. Right on.
Yeah, did you guys like it?
Yeah, for sure.
Um, I am in process of deciding whether or not to forgive someone who continues to harm. So, that's more me than the song or the meditation. Um, I'm finding difficulty because harm continues. So, I'm there's an aspect of me that wants to tap into the inner psychopath and just, you know, but then there's another aspect of me that, wants to experience a certain, agape love, but like, I kind of feel like this idea of like there's a difference between agape and unconditional love. Unconditional love is, uh, a new age um, sort of deception because love should be conditional with morality, objective morality. So that's sort of, um, I don't know. I think. What do you guys think of what I'm sharing?
Well, I would say, true agape love doesn't always mean not being confrontational or, sometimes that, again, like Peter Tosh said, harm no man, let no man harm. If harm's being done, true love would be to speak up against that and stand strong in opposition to it. So I would say, obviously, there's a lot of things going wrong, and you have to be intelligent about the where you choose to resist and stand your ground. But obviously, if it's a personal thing, then it's a challenging thing. You have to obviously find a way to also move forward, and you're probably gonna have to be the bigger person in that, which is gonna imply some sort of letting some transgressions go to be able to move forward. But obviously, those things need to be stopped first and addressed second before any moving forward can take place. And without somebody bringing that forth, then oftentimes people don't address those things. So.
Well, for me, I think the way I understand it, agape love is the same as care for truth, the love of truth, right? Capital T truth, right? Objective truth, which is related to objective morality and all that. So, yeah, it's about like adhering to that no matter what. So if there's a family member, a spouse who's misbehaving in terms of that, it's about to put them in their place, right? Even if it hurts them and you at the same time, right? It's like truth takes precedence there. So it's kind of like Mark Bessio mentions, like the proper relationship is like a trinity with God, with truth, right? So yeah, so it's about shaking them out of their illusion if you recognize that they are in one, and being fearless about it. And even if it means it causes tension and arguing and all that, it's still, you understand that it's more important to align with truth, because that's those eternal principles. Those relationships go away. They come and go. They are just experiences in this lifetime, but the universal principles are eternal. So like going back to the everlasting stuff, right? So make sure you align with that. And yeah, but I think this meditation piece turned into a song that Londrell did there is more about, I think, just relaxing into the present moment and like facing the shadow, facing those scars within you, and accepting them. Not in the sense of like, oh, this person acted immorally, I'm just gonna forgive them. Obviously you never forgive immoral actions. It's not even about you. It's like, the universe, it's already went into cause and effect, right? It's already, a natural law is always applies. It's just like gravity. It's objective, so it doesn't matter. Like, it's about just you, letting go of those scars. Let it heal so you can move forward, as Chris mentioned, right? So I think that's what it's more about. And yeah, it's really beautiful piece that he made there. Where I think it's really beautiful and really healing. And I love those synths and voices in the background. It's very etheric, and I don't know, I have a soft spot for this style. I don't even know how to name this style of production, but I just have a soft spot for it when I hear it, so I really like it.
Yeah, I just also wanted to bring up something that also got brought up about, I initially kind of, viewed it as a bit new agey, and I want to kind of address in general, oftentimes will put something in a compartment like that, and uh, where new age things, like, obviously there is a lot of positive things about that within the movement, and ideas, and things that could be titled that, and there's value that can be gained from it. There's a lot to be learned, and tools, and things that can help you to better understand the universe and to move forward, and uh, being able to take that in without getting completely imbalanced to that is the key. You need to be able to balance that. Like, I was talking to my wife. It's like, you need to do something. We need to have like a kids camp where you do like firearm safety and then yoga. It's like you need to do both. It's when we're only doing one that we become imbalanced. And so, taking this in and being able to be in the present moment and deal with your issues, and to use frequencies, and all of that are those are tools that are beneficial, and can help us. We just need to be mindful not to only focus on that, and to be imbalanced into that, and to be whole. We need to be holistic, and to be incorporating other tools as well, and that's so. I just, in general, I think we need to be mature enough to be able to take something in that could be, taken on its own, could be imbalanced, but be able to work that into the positive parts of that into us, to make us more holistic.
Yeah, good old life lessons, and I'm glad y'all are stressing things we need to implement more in our lives and all that good stuff, and as well as some good music to play that soundtrack too. And yeah, to answer your question, I guess I'll weigh on in on this, even though it's kind of been answered. But yeah, it's like uh, choosing truth over people. You know, truth does not
Yep.
waver. It's not fluctuating. It's just it is. And we need to align to that. And if people aren't willing to do that, then they are a liability to a degree, and we need to just discern that degree and act accordingly. That's all. We don't have to act like they're our fucking enemy or frenemy, whatever the fuck. I'd rather just put out those proper uh, vibes and intentions while maintaining a proper, boundaries, and all that stuff, and preparation for whatever that could come. Yet, you work with your magic and law of attraction, the magnetism, you know, what your energy goes where attention and flows, whatever. I always get that like in reverse, but anyways, that's all I got to say. I'm honestly and obviously toasted. It's 6 o'clock in the morning
Me
on day, but yeah,
too.
I
Y-
appreciate this whole
you
thing.
more
And
so.
yeah, any last thoughts, shout outs, details on the Z Festival or anything like that?
Yeah, so we have some more artist interviews on the way. I tried to figure out how to stream directly to the Soundpath YouTube, and I couldn't figure it out, and I still need to figure out how to do that on the Odyssey and Rumble Soundpath channels. But anyway, yeah, we have some great artist interviews coming up. Very excited again for those that didn't catch the top of the show that Conrad Ragos is going to be performing with Joe Murray and Brendan Daniel at Arnold's Family Fun Center in Oaks, Pennsylvania, August 31st from 8 to 11 p.m. So it's going to be a really great show. Tickets are on sale. For in person, it's going to be free for those checking out the live stream at soundpath.org. So, and we have merch through the nattylaw.com website now, and Soundpath merch, I should say, in addition to Natty Law's merch. Awesome. So I
Get
bought a
'em.
shirt and for John and I. So
Oh, you did? Awesome.
and I noticed you guys also have baby tees, which is kind of cool because a lot of people don't do that. So that was kind of
I
neat to
know, right?
see.
And Theo thought it wasn't a good idea. No, just kidding. I'm not kidding, but I'm kidding on trying to put you on the spot like that. You got to think about the young ones, right? They all say Wu-Tang is for the children. Isn't that Natty Law even more so for them? What the fuck? I mean, like, I love Wu-Tang, but goddamn, like, you have to dig through a fuck ton of lyrics just to get some of that good type of like proper consciousness and all that stuff. I'm
Natural
sorry, but
law ain't nothing to fuck with.
yeah, protect your neck like Inspector Deck and whatever the fucking heck. I love it, but hey, I'm all about that all killer, no motherfucking filler. At the same time, although I just love the skill sets and the construction of a dope rhyme, even if it doesn't have to go over, the sciences of life and whatever the fuck every single time. Respects. But at the same time, this festival is once again, child appropriate. So bring the whole family, y'all. Like, it's gonna be great. Enjoy it and share it with your friends and family. Let them know. Please share this on your social media platforms and wherever the fuck. Like, this is worldwide word of mouth. So pass the fucking word digitally and vocally to whoever. That's all I got.
Yeah, we have another potential big announcement about the festival, so I can't say too much. Some of you guys know, um, but we're not going to be talking about it to the public quite yet because we need to firm the details. But stay tuned. Very exciting stuff on the horizon.
That's a great cliffhanger to leave folks, stand tuned in for the next transmission. So yeah. There's that train. It's fucking early right now. Goddamn. Anyways. Much love, y'all. Any last, words, Chris, Theo? I'm done, obviously. But
One love.
peace, y'all.